So you're out here with Dylan Keynes and Charlton Frazee. What's up? We are with SA Kicks. We'll be interviewing Youngsta CPT today, taking him around Jack Limkes, asking him a few questions about his sneaker lifestyle.
Smooth 2017 now. I wanna own 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25 to life. YGen 021. Cops start 97800. Psycho, yeah. I wanna own 2017 and 18. It's not a daydream, picture it, not say cheese. I wrote the song on New Year's Day, so 2016 could get a Blu-ray display. Good, that was quick.
We out here with Youngsta CPT, Youngsta Kaapstad. Just let the people know about who you are, what you do.
Youngsta CPT, bro, just encompassing the whole Cape Town culture, or trying to at least, make it valuable again. Just a watcher, not basically following, also trying to carve his own lane, trying to solidify Cape Town in the history books in terms of music, and just showcase the culture and showcase the talent that is in Cape Town. So I'm leading the Y generation, I like to say, the new generation of hip hop heads, and it's the internet generation now, so it's easier for us to expose ourselves because of the platform that has been given. Now we have the internet at our disposal, and that is why you've heard about me. That is why my style has come into the equation as well, because we get to post pictures and people comment on the pictures, tell you, yo, I like the techies, yo, I like this and that, and I like to extend the music also into my personality, which is how songs like Techies come about, and that is why we are seated today in Jack Limkes.
We know, like, being out in the spotlight, you have to look the part, right? You have to have something for somebody else to look up to now.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about your sneaker culture. Like, when did it start? When did you start looking after your pair of kicks?
Hey, me and these techies, fuck it, like, it's deep, but I don't believe that it's only me that feels that way about sneakers and techies, because in certain disadvantaged environments, when you don't maybe have the best household, or you don't maybe have the best car, or you don't maybe go to eat at the best restaurant, sometimes the only thing that you can do is present yourself as the best. So you always try to, look more expensive, basically. Coming from these kinds of places and these environments where, you're living sometimes below your means, or you got people who's living below the poverty line around you.
Yeah.
So when you see that, you're like, yo, we're all supposed to be down and out and, looking rotten or whatever the case may be. Let's clean it up. So it's also through hip hop culture that I started getting into sneakers, because whenever I used to look at rappers in their music videos, I'd look at the whole package that they put in together. So you must understand the story with me and techies. It goes deep for the simple fact of, when I started collecting sneakers and techies, I didn't have the financial backing to get what I wanted, and neither did my mother. So she wasn't prepared to pay 1,000 and 2,000 rand for techies. School was more important, my books was more important, than having a fresh pair of sneakers on. So I did what I could, not necessarily saying it was the right thing or the legal thing to do, but I did what I could to acquire these sneakers and techies, and I looked after every single pair of them as if it was my last. I borrowed techies to look quiet, I swapped techies, it wasn't new, neither was mine, I took second hand, anything I could just to stay ahead of the game, or looking like I was in the game even, because when you get to a certain age, especially the high school teenage years, you start looking around, you start seeing everybody's like on a new dress code, everybody's wearing the latest and having the freshest, and if you're not there, you kind of feel excluded. You feel like you're out of the circle, out of the cool crowd. So, you want to level up, you want to match up to that, and we go above and beyond our capabilities to acquire something as simple as a pair of techies. We will do crazy things. There's people out there who's queuing up in the morning, 6 a.m. just to be first in line to get a pair of Yeezys or to get the latest Nike release, So, like I say, it's not only for me this deep that I'm in love with sneakers. I know it's a big movement these days. But like you say, where did it begin? It began in a place where I couldn't even afford it, you know. So I did whatever I could to get it. And like I said, it wasn't always the legal thing, but I at least made sure service day came around and the man was fresh on Friday. Yeah, the 5 rand, 10 rand was paid so I could wear my own clothes. Dang.
Just rounding that off, you collected sneakers from probably a young age, as I can hear.
Yeah.
So how much pair of sneakers do you own?
Before I could even be the guy to wear the cool sneakers, somebody ran into the pair of sneakers, tackle him. But before I could even be the O's, like consider the rapper with the cool kicks, we go back to the days of when I was just Riyadh, and when I just wanted to look like the guys I saw in magazines and on TV.
No way.
My mother was giving me her hand-me-downs because she was actually the one who was rocking the heavy Nikes and Cortez and Filas and Adidas and stuff like that. But she wasn't getting it for me because, well, I mean, you're a child, you're gonna go play outside, you're gonna fuck it up anyways, you're gonna climb trees.
Yeah.
Why should I pay that price for you to do that, you know? So I couldn't understand that logic, but my friends outside, like some of them came from good homes. Not saying I didn't, but I mean they came from maybe more fortunate homes, or they had both parents in the house, they were both working, so they could afford to maybe blast that money on a pair of Jordans or something. So the only cool shoes I would really see was through my friends that got it,
Yeah.
you know. And I always wanted it, but I was always like, yeah, how come this man got this? I'm wearing the same pair of shoes last Labarang. Same Labarang, I'm starting the same tacky again. I'm like, yeah, this man got a new one now, ready for his Labarang. I'm still wearing the old one, you know what I mean? Stupid things like that, man. I used to look at it in a selfish way. And you know, my mother did what she could to make sure that I had at least what I kind of wanted. Not like this shop, for example, Jack Lim, because we just used to come here and look.
Scout window shop.
She would just say, yeah, you can go inside, have a look.
Nothing more.
As soon as I bring her that one, yo, mommy, this is quite nice. Yeah, come, we must go, the train's coming. As soon as I bring that one, then we must leave again, you know. So when I got like to a certain age and became of age, I decided I'm gonna stop asking her to supply me with what I want, and I'm just gonna make my own way to get it. And this led to me owning quite a few pairs of sneakers in high school, especially because, like I said, sometimes I did the legal, sometimes I did the illegal thing. So we were like, you know, getting shit off the street, basically.
Yeah.
You know, murting. And that wasn't probably the best choice that I could have gone with.
Yeah.
But it attracted the wrong attention as well, the wrong element.
Yeah, definitely.
And I had like a room, my bedroom was full of tackies.
So you can't give
I can't even give you a number now because some of it was being sold, some of it was being worn by me, some of it was being swapped. Some people offer me something. Yeah, I got a phone, my bro, just give me this 50. I take the phone. I don't know where the phone came from. I go sell the phone. I get my money. So I truly hustled from the ground up as far as tackies and sneakers is concerned. And you can ask the people that know me from my my juvenile years, I'll call it. I was the guy that that hooked you up if you needed it. I could get it for you most definitely. Yeah, I was that guy, for a long time. So the love that I have for these tackies now is so different because I get it for free. I don't go through the same amount of effort, and it doesn't put the same kind of strain on me, because you must understand, for kids these days to look the part, it's more important for them than it is to actually be good, have good character, have a real personality. No. If I can look like the mannequin, that's enough. That is the mentality, And I can understand that because at one point that was me as well. But now when you acquire it for a talent like me, I'm getting love from Jack Limkus because they appreciate what I do for Cape Town as far as my music is concerned. So because of that, they float me with these kicks, they float me with gear also. And I look at it like, back in the days I was doing illegal shit just so I could put on a fresh pair of sneakers and look quiet for 3 hours or 5 hours, wherever I was going. Now, it's through hip-hop music that has earned me these medals. I call it medals, but every pair of tackies I look at, it's like another star, another stripe on the general's, on his badge. So I'm earning my stripes, and even though it might be something as small, as insignificant to people as sneakers, they don't understand how deep the culture goes. And through hip-hop I've managed to acquire a lot of pairs of tackies that I always wanted through rapping. So I can't give you a number exactly, but I can tell you that through my lifetime, many techies have passed in and out of my hands and feet, hand-to-hand hustling. They're not vase.
From those sneakers that it's so a vast collection, like you say, can you give us a top 3?
I don't have any of these 3, so I'm going to give you some 3 rare ones. It means I must go Google a stack. I must go Google a stack is here to find out what I'm talking about. So the first one, I came up even in the time of Nike Shox. So Shox was big at that time, but so there was a Nike Shox. I don't even remember the Shock Bomber. Nike Shox Bomber. If motherfuckers must go Google that shit, they will commit that Nike. That was a heavy Nike, bro. Okay, there was that one. Yeah, with a big swoosh on the side, but then they have like an opening here at the back, Shox right around where it was white, red, and blue. That was a heavy one. The Griffies, Griffy 8. They don't really have that in stock these days. I got the Griffy 6, but that one came from overseas, but so I can't even like. Yeah, I can't even get it now, but the Griffy 8, that was definitely a staple, food diet for the colored man in the hood, I would say. And then the third one, it's so hard to choose because I have so many favorites. But the third one, I'll say the Vince Carter 3, because that was one that we all, like me and my friends, we all strived to try and acquire different colors in it. We didn't want the same colors. We wanted the shoe, but we were upset if we had the same color. So one had a red and white one, one had a blue, silver and white one. I had the black and silver one, which I still have today. It's my oldest pair of Takis from 2006. It's the oldest pair of Takis I have still today. I don't wear it anymore. I have the box in the flight box, the shock box with the S on the front, navy blue and lime green. Still got the box in my cupboard. It's for dial-up. I sellotape it back together just so I can keep the box, So that's my top 3: the Shock Bomber, Griffy 8, and the Vince Carter 3. I would say.
Nice. So taking into consideration, you did a few illegal stuff. You were not fortunate, not in this way fortunate, but when you came into the shop, you could only window shop at times.
Window shopping was it.
But now you're blessed. You're doing you with your passion. Getting blessed now in all other ways. How often do you purchase new sneakers?
Thanks to Jack Lemkes. There's no need for me really to make big purchases anymore, and save up money to acquire these Takis. But if I really want something that maybe they don't have, then I'm gonna have to import it. So the only time that I really buy Takis is either through that or my tours overseas. Sometimes I stop around and have a look in the stores to see what they're selling there, and maybe I'll bring something home. But for the most part, I'm fortunate enough to not have that expense hanging over my head, and I don't have to like seek out funding to get me Takis anymore. Like you say, I'm blessed, but I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I get seeded these things, and Jack Lemke is the oldest sneaker store in South Africa, 1935. So at least we know
and you're under that chain, so
we're getting the thorough product, man. No games are being played in the store.
Besides yourself, who do you think in SA also wears the dopest kicks?
In terms of hip hop.
In
terms of hip hop, I would say the Boys in Bucks. Yeah, Boys in Bucks, because they know what's up. They're not just gonna take anything. Like if the latest shoe come out, they're not just gonna get it because it's the latest shoe. They also at least have a keen intellect and an eye for what is dope and what is timeless. Because it's very important to get something that never goes out of style. The problem is when you buy something that's in for now, when you wear it in a few years from now, people's gonna know it's out, and they're gonna know that you were part of that bandwagon that was influenced by that style, and then it's out now. Then look at your feet, they're like, oh, so you also one of that sheep that just followed when everybody went to go buy the same shoe. You know what I mean? Because if you look at things like PF Flyers, that was quite when I was in high school. If you look at Supegas, that was quite when I was in high school. And now it's not as big as it was. So when you see Owens that's walking around in that now, you're like, oh, you still got that, man, bro. You still stuck there. But then you realize he was a part of that movement that just piggyback on trends, And I would at least salute the Boys in Bucks, because they don't do that, but they know the classics. They know what's always going to be fashionable. And I think that is important. It's not about taking what's current or taking what everybody else is also wearing. It's about taking something that's going to stand the test of time. Like this is a flight 89. The date already tells you when it came out, 1989, and I am wearing it in 2017. So it tells you that style and that design is never ever gonna go out of style. It's always gonna be remade. It's always gonna be brought out again and re-released. So I think I like rappers who at least are connected to the culture before it became mainstream. You know, if you knew what was dope 10 years ago, and it comes out now, and you still get it, not because it's the latest thing, but because you know it was dope 10 years ago and it's back now again, you get it because of that reason. There's other people who didn't know about it 10 years ago, but they catch on now, and now they think, okay, yeah, we found out something new. We fresh now. Nah, you're not fresh, but it's been done already. So, yeah, I have to give it to the boys in Bucks, Ricky, Rick, Stilo, Scoop, OK Malum, like that owns, they hold it down in terms of who I would look at and say, yeah, nah, they're definitely forward.
What's your favorite sneaker brand and why?
The favorite sneaker brand I would have to say is Nike. For the simple fact of I can't choose Jordan because without Nike, you wouldn't have got Mikey. So definitely a Nike head. It's not by choice. It's just that was what was always around me. That's always what I saw guys wearing, and it's also about a lot of the time the figures that you see wearing these clothes and wearing these techies attracted to the techies. That's kind of like what brands do. You know, they align themselves with a influential person, whether it be a rapper, whether it be an athlete, whether it be a dancer or actor, whatever the case may be, and that actually convinces the general public to follow that style or follow that brand or follow that trend that he's doing, you know. So that is why you must choose carefully who you follow, you know, because you end up actually buying into more than just their music, you buy into their whole lifestyle. So most of the rappers and most of the guys that I looked up to, whether it was just in the area or whether it was being seen in a magazine or seeing them on TV, you know, they wore Nikes. And from Cortez to the basketball ones to whatever, Nike boots. For me, that was the one and only, the holy grails. The golden child wore Nike, so I have to make sure that I'm tipped out in the same. So let's look at a few pairs of Nikes here, so making me list now.